let me say a lovely Friday morning goes out to one and all, especially your listeners, viewers of Classic Radio, viewers of GBN TV. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a fantastic Friday morning. I'm having a lovely Friday morning. Well, thank the Almighty for that. Good morning to those of you via social media platforms, Facebook page, YouTube channels. Good morning. Hope you're doing A-OK, whatever part of the world you are, and you're listening to Classic Radio, or you're viewing GBN TV via your social media means. Good morning to you once again, and thanks for being with us. I'm your host, GT. I'm going to be around with you until it's at 10 a.m. this morning. And we're having an open line edition this morning, on to the point, which means you listeners, viewers out there, the option is yours to, of course, give us that call. Share your views, share your concerns. Of course, keep it within the perimeters of respect to other listeners and other viewers out there, and other callers who may be calling, sharing their views also. 435-2041, that's the number. 435-2041, double options to call in, the WhatsApp and the direct line. We have our first caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Is Santa Claus going to be coming down the chimney and giving you full of stockings this time because you behave very nice?
Well, I hope.
Right.
I hope so.
Yeah, quickly again, I want to also announce that Honorable Andy Williams was about giving out toys in terms of this. He went to these different schools, not a big party, and he was really working hard. He is the most popular and well-beloved politician in Grenada, and of course he tries his very best and always keep in touch with the people. So he was there giving out toys, and that is what I like to see, always among the people, and you must ask him the tough questions too. Also, yesterday was Claudette, Senator Honorable Claudette Joseph. Her party yesterday was for, not her party toy given yesterday. It came up successful. And then I'm telling all the people on the 16th, Tuesday the 16th, Monrush Plainfield, they're going to be toys given out. Saturday the 20th will be Christmas party, toys, distribution, and Christmas tree lighting. Immediately will be followed by a movie, and that thing will be at the Queen's Park. That's for children of River Road and Darbo, and no senior citizens would be left behind. So also that she will be having a senior citizen dinner on Tuesday the 18th at the National Stadium from 5 to 8, and all are welcome. And let me tell you something, it doesn't matter even though these people are NDC people. I'm telling you that this thing is open for the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Pittsburgh, anybody that could go, because this is Christmas time, and I love to see politicians and people giving. Of course, we should give all the time, but at Christmas time, I think there's a special effort that people like to give. So I want to compliment these two politicians. They are doing a good job, and especially the most honorable Andy Williams. He is really loved by the people. He's popular, and he is really doing a great job, So I want to compliment him and tell him to keep up the good works. And all politicians, I want you to come on the radio and say where you're giving out the toys and what you're doing. And people, when you go to these events, make sure you ask the politicians the hard questions, because we are paying them and they are accountable to us. Thank you, my friend, and for giving me the opportunity. Bye. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good day yourself. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's my number in the studios that you can give me a call. Not my number, this is GBN's number. Give me a call here this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Call A Live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning and congratulations to GBN has been an NDC political campaign station. Anyway, I want to hear that tune, what we could do for the Christmas. I love it.
What we going to do for the Christmas? My Fat Man George. Yeah, I'll play it again. I'll play it for you, man.
Thank you.
Have a good morning, sir.
Bye.
All right, 435-2041, 435. Sometimes folks would say something that will just raise your spirit, and that contribution they certainly did. 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Call A Live. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, well, my concern is that Donald Trump see that Venezuelan oil tanker.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what is the reason for that. This is history repeating itself. Remember in 1770, look at what has happened in America with the Indians, and the same Indian people Donald Trump attacking now. They kill hundreds, millions of these people and take over America till Geronimo asked, why did the white man come to our country, eating up our crop, burning our cornfield, chasing the buffalo for these Yellowstone? In them times, Geronimo, he just know his goal and the value of the goal in Europe. The Europeans doing these people, doing us too much things. They do the Indian, they do the black people from Africa. I think they should stop it. We know what's going on. I mean, come on.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. It's an open line, folks. The opportunity is, of course, extended to your listeners and viewers out there. You do have, of course, an opinion you wish to share. Feel free to do so. Of course, there's an issue within your community that you also want to, of course, bring to the fore. The opportunity has been offered to you this morning. 435-2041. Double options for you to call in and share. You also have wants to make a contribution, but you want to do it via the WhatsApp. You may not want to call in and say, but you do have a contribution you'd like to make. I will certainly read it. If you could also send it via the WhatsApp, 435-2041. Lines are open. We do have another caller. Let's say good morning to this caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir. How is everything, Mr.
I'm doing good. What about you, sir?
Good?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah.
I'm calling from Paradise, yeah?
All right.
No, we're calling the government coming to end here now, right now in a while. Coming to December month 2025. I want the government in a power right now to put all the ministers on the street to walk around the whole nation and put it in place and get green and moving. The other things to be done, which they did for 3 and months and nothing to do it. They only talking in parliament and calling money on the month up. Put them to walk on the street. Come down the earth, come down. They have to come not to the office of government to be ruling. Government to rule on the street, come down to the people and come down and let's walk and build green and to go forward. Okay. That's why I'm joking in government in the country. Government go, same thing going on. Just they collecting money on the month up, talking in parliament, passing laws and country running. Country running like that. But take care of the people, take care of things in how to go in place and things. The road has to repair, the this and all kind of things, the drain has to clean up and everything. Mr. Right Senator to be a minister health. He's been in the spot, working with people in the drain, you know. He's been in the spot to work and tell them what to do. Standing during the cleaning, standing during the clean up all the stuff and standing during let it flow free. Down to the mouth of the port. That drain is cleaning. But that's standing getting blue and things, I mean. The drain and all the clean up and all the side drain and mud and grass going tall. They didn't dig up all the mud on the side drain and concrete some of them thing where the whole where mud stain, concrete it and make the drain look nice. Clean up all the old grass and thing on the ground in front the bus shelter, the bus stop there.
Okay.
You're looking good.
Well, I certainly hope. I hope one's an authority, and not all ministers are the same to do it as someone else. But I certainly hope that they are listening, and they will certainly remedy, in terms of all that you have mentioned this morning. Have a good morning. Okay.
No, I'm not talking about that,
I know.
A long time ago. Right, and everybody spot working with the workers and then tell them what to do. Let me get a minister from the office, come on the street and walk and show people what to do. Because they're calling money on the month up.
All right. Thank you.
Bless you, boy.
All right, man. All the best. We do have a caller via WhatsApp. WhatsApp, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
This is greetings to you and your listeners, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning to you.
Just two things. I have been listening to citizens over the years asking for a constitutional change. Yes, a constitutional change could make a difference, it may make a difference, but as long as man's heart remains the way it are. I always say we are not a Christian country, but we have a lot of Christian denominations in Grenada. We need as Christians, we need the Bible to guide our behavior, the Holy Spirit to guide our behavior. So it doesn't matter what the Constitution tells us to do, unless we have a change of heart, there will be corruption. I remember I heard that Mr. Mahatma Gandhi, he was the leader of India a few centuries ago, and he said Christians should be the best people, the happiest people on the earth, because they have the best guide for their life in the Bible. But he said, when I look at how Christians behave, I do not want to be a Christian. So, and secondly, I told you two things. I have very good news for some of us women and men. Mr. Telesford, the termination of a pregnancy is in a woman's uterus is it's the termination of a life. I believe life begins at conception, but some people don't think so. But I know there are a lot of men and women are suffering because they lost the baby through that termination, and some of them are some people they see it as a necessity, and they don't pain over it. But I know a lot of people are suffering because they lost a baby through that way, and the Lord is telling them, do not be remorseful. Do not. Some women are even affected psychologically and mentally. They feel so remorseful because they lost a baby. What the Lord is saying to us, that baby is with Him. What they're asking you to do, what He's asking us to do, repent, and He will baptize that baby and give that baby a name. And if we repent and we live our life for Him, we'll get an opportunity to bring up that baby. So, ladies and men, you have lost a baby in that way. Sometimes you to no fault of yours. The Lord is not judging you. He is merciful. All He is saying, come to Him, because if you do not ask Him to baptize that baby cannot go to heaven. It's in a place called a limbo or somewhere, but because it's not baptized, it cannot be with Him in heaven. So give yourself that opportunity and your child that opportunity to gain eternal life by just going to Jesus. Jesus is merciful. He's saying, accept His mercy, accept His love. Thank you, Mr. Telesford, for giving.
Thank you also. Appreciate your contribution. Have a good morning and compliments for the season to come. Folks, 435-2041, 435-2041. The lines are opened. And let's get those calls rolling out in terms of those of you who wish to make a contribution this morning. Let's hear from you. You probably wants to talk about that situation in your community. You do have a solution, of course. Sometimes we do hear the complaints and we don't hear the solutions. And you probably could have that solution that may be able to solve that particular issue that is so much of a concern to you. 435-2041. The lines are open to you, folks. Let's get that calls coming your way, and certainly hope that we can hear from you this morning. 435-2041. Don't forget, double the options once again. You can call via the WhatsApp. You can call the direct line. Both possess the same number. If you miss the number, if you're looking at the screen right now, you'll see the numbers are via the screen, and you can certainly call in and express your views and concerns this morning. We do have another caller. Let me get that call engaged and say good morning. Caller, your life. Good morning and welcome. Didn't get it engaged. Oh, yes. Well, no. Caller, your life. Good morning. Welcome.
Morning, brother. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you this morning?
Season's greetings to Grenada. Thank you. Yeah, I'm concerned about our environment.
Yes.
I notice we have a lot of construction going ahead. All over the place. Wherever I pass, I see concrete going down. Concrete doesn't grow. And when you cut down all our trees, we lose a good environment because the oxygen supply decreases. So I'd like government to come up with a land use policy so that we could maintain our cocoa fields or nutmeg fields without and still have construction going ahead. But we need to maintain our key crops because one, they give us economy, and two, they give us oxygen. So please, government official, Mr. Minister of Agriculture, I notice you're trying to plant Irish potato. Sweet potato is better. Thank you. Have a blessed time.
Thank you also, caller. Have a great morning. Certainly appreciate your call. Folks, it's moving down to 19 minutes after the 9 o'clock hour. We due for a break. Let's take it. When we come back, more of your calls. Stay with us. Classic Radio GBN TV.
Makes every sip a moment of joy. Say hello.
Promotions, in proud collaboration with Ariza Credit Union and GBN, presents Grenada's biggest flea market at Monroe's Plainfield, Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st December, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Shop unbeatable deals on bed and curtain sets, appliances, household items, electrical and plumbing supplies, toys, Christmas decorations, clothing and shoes, perfumes and colognes, wines and drinks, and just about everything else. Plus a kids area, live entertainment, food and drink stalls. Want to be a vendor? Call 440-4646 to book your spot before they're all gone. Admission $5. 2 full days of deals and more deals. Shopping, fun and savings. Monroe's Plainfield Flea Market. Don't miss it.
Are you ready?
Sunday, December 14th is Super Sunday in Grenada. And Megaforce Promotions is inviting all to their signature bingo event of the year. Super Sunday Mega Bingo. It all goes down from 5 p.m. at the National Cricket Stadium. And this year, you can win $120,000 in raw cash.
I like it, Odia. I like it.
Get your tickets now for $60 for one or $100 for two with free buses island-wide. Plus 50 bingo fans will get their $500 Christmas present. This will be the event not to miss. Sunday, December 14th is Super Sunday in Grenada. Merry Christmas to all from the management and staff of Megaforce Promotions.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point. It's Friday, the 12th day of December, 2025. Our final edition of To The Point for this week. Of course, we continue next week. And we have an open line edition today. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Hi, good morning to you, GT, and to all your followers. I wish everyone a very good weekend upcoming. I think the budget debate is all over now, both in the upper and the lower houses.
I would assume so, yes.
I thought so from what I heard yesterday evening late. But I must commend all those who were involved. I think it was pretty decent. I didn't have any major outbursts or anything. I think we saw some maturity for those. The part of it I was able to follow. It looked very mature in the discussions and everything else. Of course, partisan politics is alive. So you'll hear a lot of platitudes, you'll hear a lot of stretching of facts and twisting of things. And this is normal. But there's some things that have me a bit concerned. Like, for instance, if you're saying that the government did not spend the budget for an item, they spent 45%, whatever percent. But yet this year you're accusing them of budgeting less for the same item that they budgeted last year. Does that make any sense though? If they couldn't spend it last year for whatever it is because of the inability to deliver the things with the workforce we have or whatever it is, the capacity didn't allow them to do it. But why would you accuse them of budgeting less this year? But they couldn't spend what they budgeted last year. Although what they're budgeting this year is more than what they spent last year. Now I'm wondering how intelligent people get to making this kind of arguments. It doesn't follow any kind of logic. You must budget less because you realize you can't spend that much for whatever reason. Next year, you budget less. Simple logic. I don't know why people debate that. Another thing was about the Imani. I mean, over almost 2 decades, we've spent almost $1 billion, more than half a billion at least, on the Imani program. Yet today, we're looking for skilled workers everywhere. We can't find them. We have to import workers. So it shows that that program, after spending more than $500 million, had failed. We are hearing a situation now where most of the people have been absorbed into permanent jobs, receiving at least the minimum wage, which is now $1,200, and folks are complaining that they're not seeing a budget for Imani. Why do we want to go back there? It failed us. to me, these are the sort of things to me which seem to be being uttered by intelligent people. But generally, I liked the tenor of the budget. I think the government tried very well. When you look at the number of things that were done, there's a lot that were not done, and everything was not done probably perfectly. But I don't think anyone could say that 3 years later, 3.5 almost now, that Grenada is worse off than we were in June of 2022. I don't think anybody can say that. Any fair-minded person could say that. So I thank God. We wish them all the best. We hope that they'll stay on course. They will let God guide them, and they will have their heart in the right place and deliver for the people. But I think, by and large, I'm satisfied that they did a sterling job. Young, fresh greenhorns, they were called. I think we must give credit where credit is due. And I'd like to thank the opposition as well for the way the debate was carried. It was a debate, it was not a quarrel. I hope everyone has a good weekend and a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you, sir. And the same goes out to you. We do have another caller via WhatsApp. Good morning, you're welcome. Let's hear from you.
Morning.
Morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Hey, long time, man.
Yeah, it's been a while. Compliments of the season to you also.
No, yeah, same to you, man, and all the blessings, man. In relation to budget is an estimation. There's no real budget. I think Grenadians too idle, sitting on listening budget every day. Anyway, I will make a point now. Now, if the government present a smaller budget this year, if you're defending the government, you're going to support it. If you're opposed to the government, you will go against it. And if you have an open mind, you will question it. So, if a country has a disaster and they have a smaller budget, and you're open-minded, you will say, okay, we have a smaller budget. Because the government, there's something happening in the country, some companies go this, that. The question is, why the budget smaller? And a budget is an estimate, is not reality. A government could tell you they're having a budget for $3 billion and they didn't do no work for the whole year for $3 billion. So, to arguing over the budget and defending it, I don't support people who defend the budget. I support people who question the budget. Something is funny in Grenada. Now, we talk about e-money and waste money, and we have to import foreign workers, foreign expertise. The reason why third world countries importing foreign people to fill in job is because we third world. So when new things come, our people, even though they're skilled, they didn't expose to some of the new technology. So politics in yellow and green and defending the government or opposing the government is not the answer. The real answer is the reality of the situation. I myself questioning why the government have a smaller budget. Now, okay, we got less e-money. I say some e-money get full-time job. E-money was a waste of money. Some people might say was a waste of money. But our government have some people that us be giving some money somewhere. It might be the poorest people, but there's other people getting money from this government too. Anyway, that's me. I gone, yeah.
Thank you. Have a good morning. Appreciate your contribution. 435-2041. That's the number. Let's hear from you. It's an open line for today, Friday. It's the 12th day of December. And those of you who are planning, you're probably thinking, well, I'm going to do my shopping today, Friday, or probably into the weekend. On the weekend, sorry. You'll probably be thinking, well, I'm going to do my shopping so I get away from the hustle and bustle, come closer to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. If you plan on doing it today, well, I would encourage. 435-2041. The lines are open to you. As I mentioned before, if you prefer to make a contribution via message via WhatsApp, please feel free to do that also. All right? 435-2041. And the numbers are, once again, 435-2041. Let's hear from you as we give you that opportunity to express your views and concerns on today's edition of To The Point. We do have another caller. Let's go to the phone line and say good morning. Caller, you're live. You'll have a little bit of device loud in the background. Go right ahead, please.
Good morning to everybody. Good morning to you and all your listeners. I want to share my dream, GT. Auntie Jojo want to share her dream.
Go right ahead.
My dream for independence is for Grenada to unlock the gate that the British colonial people put on our history. Okay? So with that, every time we think Grenada, we think our history started with the transatlantic slave trade. I wish for independence, they would go right back to the Kalinago people. There are words that we use that these people brought here. What the British colonial people did was they belittled them, and if you remember in history, we laughed at them. But now in hindsight, these people came from the developed world. They were not little fools. Imagine they were before the metal age, and they could identify a tree and cut it down and clean it and go from island to island with it. They were not fools. So we need to go back to that part of our ancestors in a big way, not in a slight way, but in a big way. Again, when we think of slavery, we always think of the African slave trade, the way they wired our brain, because remember, the British colonial people took charge of the school's curriculum. So what was taught and everything, right? So no, we need to unwind and go back a little bit and go back from the Kalinago people. Then we come to the French, because there is a lot of French in us. Recently I saw a video online, and the gentleman voice, he said, come Carnival, you see the French blood in them. We need to know our French history in order to understand ourselves, in order to understand why we have so many red roofs in St. George's and all that. Yes? So that is my dream for Grenada, that the people in charge of independence would go back a little bit, unlock the gates that the British colonial people locked, because when they reach, well, we the boss, and they just cut off everything. They scramble a lot of the names of places that were in French. They scrambled them and made them, wrong spelling and all. Imagine today we saying the lands. Yeah, GT?
I'm listening.
When L means the. The bay is L apostrophe A-N-S-E.
Mm-hmm.
But we confuse the word so much, we put it as one word. So we put it as L-A-N-S-E or L-A-N-C, and then we put the in front of it. No. I am wishing for Grenada that we stop that and try to unravel our history in order to really understand ourselves. Somebody said in any given day you could hear French words in what we say, but we do not know because we can't identify them, right? But it's not our fault, I'm saying. But the powers that be, I believe they have the power now to stop that. Every time they talk about slavery, they start with the transatlantic slave trade. The Caribbean Arawak people were enslaved. In fact, the worst crime against humanity when Christopher Columbus and them came. Then the French people brought slaves here. The first slave pen was in La Poterie. From the French. So we need to unravel all that, yes? And understand, just to understand ourselves. Because when we speak, people say we're speaking bad. No, it's the French in us. And they have to understand, we have to know the French in us in order to not feel low self-esteem and so on and so on,
Right.
So that is my dream for Grenada. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Certainly appreciate your contribution a whole lot. Caller, your life. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Just one more minute to mention something I forgot earlier earlier on. The matter of agriculture. We heard the senator from Carrico mention that most of the growth we had was because of the hurricane, the growth in GDP. But yet at the same time, he was lamenting and blaming the government for a drop in agricultural output. Could you imagine how ridiculous that sounds? I mean, the first thing that suffers in a hurricane is agriculture. So if you're telling me that with most of the activity was because of the hurricane, but yet you're ignoring the fact that the hurricane impacted agriculture, the most obvious thing, in a year when more money than ever has been invested in agriculture. So these are the sort of things that I was referring to. Thank you very much for giving me.
Thank you for your contribution also. 435-2041, we're moving up. We have 25 minutes moving up before the 10 o'clock hour. Let's take another call. Caller Live, good morning, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I want to give the lady, Miss Maguire, a big hands up for what she had said. In all of us, though we travel and we get the universal thing, but when we come back, hey girl, I don't know when last I see you, we have it in us and we cannot take it. We have to identify it to ourselves and know it, because the English come in after the French and they take over everything. But we have it in us still. Even our children now, they say it's AI, but they have it in it too. Once your DNA is in you, you cannot drop. So, Lady Maguire, thank you. And I wish you could open a school to teach we of our past life, because we're still in it, and people making us be ashamed of it until they let us know we are part of it. We will always be in the same position. Thank you very much.
Thank you also, caller. Thank you so much. And I have a note here from someone on the WhatsApp. They're saying, Auntie Jojo, speak a book. Let me get that information back up there. No, she should write a book and start that glorious dream. A lot of folks don't know the connection. Yes, let's go back to the phone line. Caller Live, good morning via WhatsApp. Good morning. Guess we lost that caller there. Let's take this caller via the direct line and say good morning. Caller Live, good morning, welcome. I know something is really going on this morning. Let's go back. Let's try this. Caller Live, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings. How are you?
Doing good, sir. Good Friday morning to you.
Indulgence to be a bit. A very interesting comment was made by your penultimate caller there. But there's a way out of that, you know. And it's a very simple way. There many people do not understand it and are not prepared to accept that the only way that we can recognize or get to the stage of recognizing who we really are in modern day sociology, political science, and otherwise is through a constitutional Congress, constitutional assembly, constitution, there is another one, and in modern days called a constituent assembly. What it does, it brings the people together, elected people, obviously, for the representation, like you would vote in an election. But these people will work with their constituents and get all the details through conversations in the village, conversations in the community, conversations at the level of the parish, conversations at the level of the constituency itself, and then when you reach in the assembly as representative of your constituents, you place the facts there. You invite your people with white papers, technical white papers according to the level, or just presentations to forward the ideas about the traffic, ideas about who we really are, ideas about the current laws on homosexuality, ideas about the way we prepare food, Constituent Assembly brings people, and what happens at that instance, whether it be a year and a half, 6 months, 8 months, all the problems of the country, ideas relative to the behavior of the young men and women of the country, they will be discussed there. A decision will be taken through consensus, debate, serious conversation and consensus, setting out the stage for what is acceptable to the people as a collective into the future. There is where you get a new constitution, which shall be, after the discussion, a bonding of all the ideas of the people, selecting, of course, what is good or more than good, the best, as we move into the future. In other words, we will be charting a course for the future through a constituent assembly. Mr. Telesford, I want to beg you a favor. The theory of the Constituent Assembly. There's some beautiful little videos there. One of these days you must get one. There's one about 4 minutes that tells basically all that it does. The people have to get the sort of information they can understand. Nothing will change in this here country, my dear brothers and sisters, except we reconstitute this nation. The poison have been spread over the 50 plus years, and because those tete worms have grabbled onto it and it pleases them, they continue to abuse. Nothing will change, regardless of how they come. Pie in the sky, promises, vote buying, log rolling, political patronage, sleaze. Nothing will change until we reconstitute this nation. So thank you for the idea, sister. But the way out is to sit down and talk about it as a people. Thank you very much, Mr. Telesford. Do have a nice day.
You too, sir. Have a good one. Appreciate your contribution as always. We do have another caller via WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning. You're live.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you, listeners. Mr. Rollo, you're so right. But there is another option with regard to this whole question of governance in Grenada. What is that concept? You have 15 elected representatives. At present, we have 9, 6. Now, when you have to pass a budget or laws, you have to get a majority. A majority of 15 is 8. However, you have a cabinet that is any number so chosen by any prime minister. At present, we have 13. So you have 13 cabinet ministers running the country as the political directorate, making decisions. They have to come back to parliament to pass budget and to pass laws. And they have 9 on the government side, 6 on the other side who may support those legislation. Well, if you want some balance, there should be a restriction on the number of persons who are members of cabinet. That number should be no more than 7. Therefore, the 8 majority, or at present the 9 majority in government, in parliament, you will have to consult your members. And therefore, you have a balance in your decision making. So, for example, in other countries like the United Kingdom, all the persons who win the seat don't become cabinet ministers. And when the government has to make decisions, it has to discuss with all the members on its side, all the members to get approval, because they have to vote in parliament to pass the budget. In Grenada, it doesn't have that. The cabinet is generally more than the majority of 8, and therefore things will always pass. To just be whitewashed. Nobody can do anything to help the situation, not even the Senate, because the Senate don't have much power. However, there's another topic I want to raise, and that is the question of a concept contract. Well, in 2025, based on what was said in the official houses of parliament in the Senate discussion, a contract for over $4.7 million was issued to a gentleman by the previous administration on a concept. And that concept apparently was to reclaim some lands for a jetty in Walton. How amazing. You didn't have a detailed EIA, you didn't have a detailed assessment, you didn't have a detailed contract, and you're telling people you're giving them what? A jetty or improvement of the area? How could that be? How could you have people in government giving someone A $4.7 million contract and a concept. Somebody got to be mad somewhere. People wake up and realize what's going on with you. See for yourself the people who try to pull wool over your eye and even give you something white that come from a fowl, but is not an egg. It is fertilizer that you use. As a matter of fact, it's shit. Wake up and see people giving you shit and telling you it's egg. A concept contract of $4.7 million cannot help the fishermen. They need a jetty. They're doing a lot of fishing, bringing in a lot of income to the island. So please, may the government and the present representative do something and not just talk and not just wait. Because as you wait, the grass is growing, but the guy is still suffering. The horse is starving. The guy is still fishing. They will still lose their fish. People need to wake up and do something. The people pay taxes from that part of the country. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, caller. Thank you also. We do have another caller. After this caller, we go for the break. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. I want to ask Canadian, please, to take stock of the daily life and check where we are going. We come from a base, and like we intend to head back to that base. Check 1973 with the Union and locked down the country for 3 months, and like we're heading back there. The people who talking about the constitution change and the constitution change, they was also involved in the lockdown of the country. Today we see we heading back there with the Union again because they're heading for the airport now. Right. But these people who talking about constitution change, they was there for 4.5 years. They didn't change the constitution. Why they want a government to just come in 3.5 years to change the constitution? They had 4.5 years. They didn't change it. They had it as the people's. And the people, they didn't change the constitution. Today they're quarreling about it. Why? I feel they should think and open up their mind, because remember, they have to go back to Expo 69 to 1973 when they locked down the country and nothing could come in and go out. Check yourself and take stock, and we see like we're heading back the same place. You see where they head for? You see they started again with the school, the airport, and next thing they put on the country locked down again. And they bring back Christmas. And then they go still try to blame the government. Thank you very much for taking my call.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much also. Folks, we threw for a break. Of course, we should have had one at least 5 minutes ago. But let's take that break. When we come back, we get into the final segment of today's edition of To The Point. We'll be right back. Don't touch it down.
Livestock farmers in St. David are invited to an animal care community outreach on Saturday, December 13th at the Malmont playing field from 9 a.m. The team on hand will provide free veterinary care, including deworming and minor surgical procedures, free rabies vaccinations for companion and livestock, including sheep, goats, and cattle, on-site farm visits to larger livestock holdings in surrounding areas of Bellevue, Rucane, Malmont, and Latant, St. David. Come out and meet the livestock team and learn more on all programs and services offered, including import requirements, training opportunities, and career guidance. Animal Care Community Outreach, Saturday, December 13th, Malmont playing field from 9 a.m. This is your golden opportunity to meet the team from the Livestock Division of the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry.
Don't miss the broadcast of the GBN Primary School's Carol Singing Competition this Sunday at 8:30 p.m. on GBN Television. 18 schools competed in the inaugural event, and the champion has been crowned. Join us for a night of festive music and celebration only on GBN. It's the premiere of the GBN Primary School's Carol Singing Competition this Sunday at 8:30 p.m.
Megaforce Promotions, in proud collaboration with Ariza Credit Union and GBN, presents Grenada's biggest flea market at Monroe Plainfield, Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st December, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Shop unbeatable deals on bed and curtain sets, appliances, household items, electrical and plumbing supplies, toys, Christmas decorations, clothing and shoes, perfumes and colognes, wines and drinks, and just about everything else. hotels, plus a kids area, live entertainment, food and drink stalls. Want to be a vendor? Call 440-4646 to book your spot before they're all gone. Admission $5. 2 full days of deals and more deals. Shopping, fun and savings. Monroe's Plainfield Flea Market. Don't miss it. December 14th is Super Sunday in Grenada. And Megaforce Promotions is inviting all to their signature bingo event of the year. Super Sunday Mega Bingo. It all goes down from 5 p.m. at the National Cricket Stadium. And this year, you can win $120,000 in raw cash.
I like it, Odia. I like it.
Get your tickets now for $60 for one or $100 for two with free buses island-wide. Plus 50 bingo fans will get their $500 Christmas present. This will be the event not to miss. Sunday, December 14th is Super Sunday in Grenada. Merry Christmas to all from the management and staff of Megaforce Promotions.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, once again to The Point. It's Friday, the 12th day of December. We're into the final segment of today's edition, and we have approximately just around 10 minutes or so left on today's program. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, G. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
All right, man. All right.
I'm just saying that how are we going to describe what the most loved and popular politician when one name is riddled in corruption in every sector? You call them the most popular politician. What kind of country is that? When a man name is riddled with corruption night and day, and you call him the most popular politician. You don't call him the prime minister the most popular politician. You're calling the man that name is riddled with corruption night and day. My second point is that with the reader. Now, I called last week when I was with about 2 weeks ago about the Raiders. I called back and say they're still in negotiation. But I see a Raider system in Tobago. Come on, Trinidad, I should say. Shouldn't say Tobago. Just yesterday, at the Raider system, tell Trinidad to seize $1.7 million in drugs. That's yesterday alone. But here, Grenada is saying they don't want no radar in the country. So you have to ask the question, what kind of country are you really trying to build? If you don't look to build something good, what are we looking to really build? So then I realized this is when I call and say, picking up the most popular politician. I understand what the kind of line green are going down. We want to legalize the wrong thing. So you're picking up all what is wrong. I'm appealing to people that are thinking wise in this country. Let's focus. It'll be like a wonderful Grenada. The anytime politician name is involved in corruption, we have to investigate it and stamp it out. Because we pay that man, and you have to understand that. Anybody else in corruption, you have to stamp it out. It'll be like a strong Grenada, pick up our people, provide services for our people, so that our people can live a comfortable life, and not bigger politicians. Politicians come and go. People here will remain. Let's focus on the people. Even in the service. Have a nice day, brother.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution. Also, 435-2041. Let's go to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning, sir?
Not too bad.
Right.
Nice weather today. So,
all right, great.
It's still in the 30s, man. I'm just kidding with you.
All right.
GT, I want to borrow a word from the MP of Victoria. I'm confused. All right, and the reason why I'm going to use the word I'm confused, I want to speak in terms of the vehicle that was given to the MPs, and some of them refused it. All right, and then what I'm saying, GT, I listen to two clips. As a matter of fact, I watched two clips. All right, I listened to Dr. Mitchell speaking about he used to BMW and Mercedes-Benz vehicle. Then I listened to a next clip with Clarice Mother saying that this is not his style of vehicle that she needed. But then the thing about it, I thought the vehicle is supposed to be for the constituency, to help the constituency and stuff. Let's say, for example, somebody might sick, the ambulance not around, they could rush them to the hospital. You know what I mean? To help build infrastructures and stuff like that. And then when I look at two clips again, one with Ron and one with Tevin and also one with Andy, let's say three of them. And everybody using the van to distribute hampers in this time, Christmas time, they've been giving things to the poor and vulnerable, the children, they're helping out, and I asking myself again too, that if the vehicle is supposed to be for the constituency, why these people are acting like it's their personal vehicle? I mean, they could have their personal vehicle also, to do whatever they got to do, but when it comes to the constituency business, that they use the vehicle for that, and then my question that now, okay, getting $10,000 for constituency allowance, you're taking it. Okay, it's good. You're going to use it for the same people. Then you get another $5,000 again on your salary. Then I think that if you don't want the vehicle, then you should give up the $5,000, because the $5,000 is on your personal use. You understand? Is an advance towards your salary. So I just want to encourage them to the people on the other side that to please take the vehicle, and the vehicle could be used in the community, to do a lot of things and to bring help for people in most need. GT, have a wonderful day.
You too. Have a good one, and enjoy your weekend, man. All the best. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, GT. And GT, how you do?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
I'm getting over the flu, boy. All right, however, GT, I have a couple points I want to make. One, I want to say, with this administration, administration, they, in a short space of time, they are doing very well, productively. Now, if you ask me things about budget, I don't quite understand everything, so I ain't going there. But I want to say thanks and congratulations to them for what they have been doing thus far. And I am not in agreement with everything. And it doesn't because I support you that everything you do that I support it. No, I have a mind on my own, GT. No, I want to say to the administration to keep up the good works, continue doing what is right, continue to serve the people. Now, we see the former Prime Minister crying and pleading and all that. And he have a lot to cry and plead for, because certain things that he should have done, he didn't do it. Now, he's seen it and been sorry and regret. Now, I'm asking the administration people to do what is right to the people. Remember, it's the people that put you all guys there. Now, I want to press on that I do not agree with the $10,000 and all of that, because even the $5,000 they shouldn't get it because they already have a opposition salary. However, in other words, don't watch that. But the $10,000 that they cannot assure or they're not assuring what they're accounting for is not right. Okay, now I wonder if we have a valid commissioner of police. Mr. Commissioner of Police, all these vehicles and all that on the road where you're passing, all the bad roads and everything, people beat up the police officers. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here with you. I'm here with you.
People beating up on the police officers. If the officers don't get instruction to do certain things, they can't attack it. Now, the commissioner of police seeing all the vehicles on the road, we calling and talking, and you can't get to the commissioner as it is. And the commissioner at least have the authority to say this vehicle is there, they're on the roadside, is hazardous to accident, come and do something about it. And when the police officers get the okay to go out and put the sticker, he said their next 6 months, and then the truck, they don't come and pick it up. I don't know who is responsible for that. That's negligence. And what is happening now, after the police put the sticker, the owners of the vehicle going and put take off the sticker and going and put a covering on the vehicle, and the vehicles are creating accidents. Now there is this truck on the Good Hope corner there at the medical station. I almost killed somebody, which me never even have a parking or speeding accident, and in my old age now. Now, somebody, when I reported it to higher authority, they said that they got a letter from the former administration to do business there. This is trash, because if they have a letter pointing them to do business there, somebody else, the danger is there. I could have been in jail now. And I mean, there is different ways, GT, of killing a dog without putting a rope in the neck. The electricity could be cut off. Things can be done to save and to save lives and prevent accident. So I think it's a lot of negligence. You know, the PM trying, but he can't do everything. There's a lot of people is voting for the ministers, not because of ministers, GT, because of the PM. The people have to get up and work. They're getting big salary. They're not doing us a favor. They're treating us as if we're begging.
Anyway, I want to say thank you. Thank you. We are a bit running out of time this morning. Thank you so much. Have a good morning. We will take our final caller, and that will wrap our edition off to the point for today. Caller, you're live via WhatsApp. Good morning. Thanks for your patience.
Yes, GP. Good morning. First and foremost, GBN is 2 minutes behind time. Sorry, 2 minutes in front in timing. If you follow BBC timing, if you follow GPS timing from your phone, you would see that when, for example, Innocent says it's 25 minutes, it's 23 minutes. When he says 29 minutes, it's 27. It is obvious. But I don't have much time, I realize, GT. The issue that I brought up, or that was brought up last week on the last week program, relative to the problem of finding construction workers in this country. Let me give you one or two examples that I experienced, and it shows the nonsense that is really going on. That's why they cannot find workers. I'm hearing the whole issue about Imani program was initiated and they didn't produce enough workers and so on. Maybe, but the deterrent I pointed out last week, and I continue to point out the deterrent in another way. Once I was working in the first Ramadan sandals, the project manager, one day I overheard him. I was right there working. And I overheard him arguing with one of the workers who came from Jamaica. Now, that same project manager, he is from Jamaica too. And then he was telling that guy who was putting on tires right where I was working to, that he's paying him $125. He's paying the other guy who's working with him less. I think he said it's $120. But the other guy is working better than him. They're the one who getting $125. GT, that 125 is not a 125 EC dollars. 125 US dollars the guy was getting. And I'm using that to point out. You import workers. You can't bring workers from St. Lucia, bring workers from Jamaica, bring workers from Dominican Republic and wherever, and come and pay them $100 and $110 and $20 as Grenadian tradesmen are getting. It won't work. It can't work. So when you import workers, you have to pay them a lot more. Why is it that they cannot pay the Grenadian workers to get them to be acclimatized to them? No. And that's what the problem is to quite an extent. I was promised money. I work in sandals, the first sandals. The money I work for, I wasn't supposed to be working for it. I went, I stay away from the company. 3 years. When they were doing the parliament, they called me. I went there to work. They waited about 8 days before they sent the contract for me. When they sent the contract for me, $10 was taken out from my money that I used to get 3 years before. You see the kind of nonsense I'm talking about? 3 years before. Let's say I was working for $10. When I go in Parliament, 3 years after, they want to pay me $8. You get the point I'm making? And that's the kind of nonsense that goes on in construction in this country. I was going to say a lot more. Eh? Watch me. If you ask Shoma knows me very well. Your good friend who might be later on with you. I used to do some work. I did some work for her cousin, her sister-in-law, her sister or brother-in-law in Frenchy Mall. All the people inside Frenchy Mall wanted me to do work for them. And I'm talking about my level, the admiration of my quality of work. There was a man who used to do work there for. He used to tell me, when he said, man, look at my work sometime. He used to tell me, say, watch, if you go and work in Antigua, you're making $250 a day, easily. During that time, guys working for $65 a day in Grenada. What is there to encourage guys to work? I see people pass and they tell me, if I come to the United States, make sure I pass and visit them, because they want me to do work for them. Grenadians don't appreciate work.
All right.
And there's a saying in construction. Let me finish. There's a saying in construction. You build people's house for them, and construction is the hardest work you could find. And if you pass by that same house, you do all that fancy work for them, and you ask them for some water, they give you water in the dog bowl. I am saying something that normally happens. Take care, sir. I could go for the whole day, like I tell you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great day yourself. Hey, folks, that's how we're going to wrap today's edition of To The Point. I want to thank everyone who contributed towards today's program. Have a great day. Those who listened and participated for the entire week, I want to thank you also. Join me again next week for another edition. That's what we say goodbye for today's edition. Bye.